My name is Muhammad Fahmi AMMAR bin YUZRI.
My name NURFADZLIN ALLISA binti BAKRI IBNI.
My name is HANI AFIFAH binti Muhammad FAIZAL.
My name is FARISYA SYAIRAH binti Muhammad AKASHAH.
My name is FITZGERALD CHIMON. First, I'm going to have a brief explanation about the introduction to energy. So, what do we understand about energy in cellular respiration? Well, energy in cellular respiration is the chemical energy that is stored in the bonds of glucose molecules and other organic molecules. So, during cellular respiration, the cells in our body will convert the chemical energy into ATP, which is also known as adenosine triphosphate. ATP is going to be useful for various cellular processes in our body. As we all know, cellular respiration will involve three main stages, which are number 1, glycolysis, number 2, citric acid cycle, or also known as Krebs cycle, and the third one would be the electron transport chain, ETC, and oxidative phosphorylation. Next, I'm going to explain about the forms of energy. As we all know, energy can be transformed from one form to another. These forms of energy are important to life. Number 1 is chemical energy. So, chemical energy is the energy that is contained in chemical bonds of molecules. Next is radiant energy, which is also known as heat energy or light energy. Radiant energy travels in waves and sometimes called electromagnetic energy. Electromagnetic energy, which also known as radiant energy, can be converted into chemical energy by photosynthesis. The third form of energy is mechanical energy. So, mechanical energy is the result of potential energy plus kinetic energy. Mechanical energy is associated with the motion and position of an object. FYI, potential energy is energy that is stored. Next will be electrical energy. So, electrical energy is the energy generated by movements of electrons through a conductor.
I'm going to explain about the law of thermodynamics. Before we go through, I would like to introduce what thermodynamics is. Thermodynamics is a study about the connection between energy, temperature, work, and heat, where it deals with the transfer of energy from one form to another form. For the first law of thermodynamics, it states that the energy cannot be created nor destroyed, which is also known as conservation of energy. The energy can be converted from one form to another form. Thus, the sum of the energy before the conversion is equal to the sum of the energy after the conversion. Next, the second law of thermodynamics states that some usable energy dissipates during the transformation and is lost. The usable energy is usually lost as heat during the changes from one energy to another. Therefore, the amount of energy that can be used is decreased. In this slide, I will explain the energy required to form bonds. Based on this figure, the atom or molecule need energy to form a larger molecule. The energy that has been used during the formation of the bond is now stored in the molecule. Other than that, energy also released when the bonds are broken. From the figure, the larger molecule releases energy to break the bond to form an atom or molecule. The energy that has been released dissipates in the form of heat or light, or may be transferred to another molecule.
Now, let's talk about adenosine triphosphate, which is also called as ATP. ATP is a nucleotide that provides energy to drive and support many processes in living cells, such as muscle concentration, nerve impulse propagation, and chemical synthesis. ATP is found in all known forms of life. It is often referred to as the molecular need of currency for intracellular energy transfer. When ATP is consumed in a metabolic process, ATP converts either to adenosine diphosphate or to adenosine monophosphate. Other processes also regenerate ATP. From the perspective of biochemistry, ATP is classified as a nucleoside triphosphate, which indicates that it consists of three components, which is a nitrogenous base, the sugar ribose, and the triphosphate. The stool diagram shown in the slide is the structure of ATP that consists of one ribose sugar, three phosphate groups, and one adenine. There are two types of phosphorylation, which is substrate-level phosphorylation and chemiosmotic phosphorylation. First, I will explain about substrate-level phosphorylation. This process is a high-energy molecule that is substrate is used to transfer a phosphate group to ADP to form ATP. Enzyme is needed for this process to occur. Chemiosmotic phosphorylation involves cellular respiration, that is a process where hydrogen ions are pumped into the intermembrane space coming from the glucose. Chloroplasts also produce ATP by chemiosmotic phosphorylation, which is photosynthesis.
So hi, I will be presenting the energy transduction pathway. So there are two energy transduction pathway in this chapter. The first one is cellular respiration and the second one is photosynthesis. It actually involves converting one form of energy to another one. For cellular respiration, glucose plus with oxygen will equal to water, carbon dioxide and energy. And for photosynthesis, water plus carbon dioxide and light will equal to glucose and oxygen.
So I will be explaining about electron carrier molecule, which is ECM. ECM is divided by two types, which is cellular respiration and photosynthesis. For cellular respiration, there are two types, which is NAD, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, or FAD, flavin adenine dinucleotide. For photosynthesis, there's only NADPH, which is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate hydrogen. What does it mean by NAD+? The electron carrier utilized to temporarily store energy during cellular respiration is reduced to create NADH. It is used as a reducing agent to donate electrons. While FAD is the transfer of energy, FAD, to convert it to FADH2. It is the process of reduction which stores the energy in high electron states in the FADH2. NADPH is the product of the first stage of photosynthesis. It had few the reactions that take place in the second stage of photosynthesis. It donates electrons and hydrogen atoms in enzyme catalase reaction.
So have you ever heard the term of cellular respiration? So what is cellular respiration actually means? Cellular respiration is a process of taking oxygen and glucose and turning them into ATP, which is energy. Series of electron transferred from glucose to electron carrier, example NAD+, and finally O2 energy is released via transfer of electrons is used to generate ATP, CO2 and finally H2O. As you can see on the diagram below, you can see oxidation and reduction take places. So there are three main stages of cellular respiration. The first one is glycolysis, the second one is Krebs cycle or also known as citric acid cycle, and finally electron transport change or also known as oxidative phosphorylation. You can refer on the diagram on the right for better understanding about cellular respiration. This is also an example of it.